Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Thank you all for hopping aboard with me for another video. In this one, I will be discussing an interview where Donald J. Trump was asked about a federal abortion ban and him mentioning Governor Ron DeSantis's 6-week abortion ban bill and calling it a terrible thing. So I do have the video. Let me cue that up. Personally, I think this is a bad look for President Trump. But let's listen to the question and listen to how he answered the question asked. And this is from Kristen Wagner on Twitter. Is my source here. Let's listen to this audio.
A federal ban landed on your desk if you were reelected. Would you sign it at 15?
Are you talking about a complete ban?
A ban at 15 weeks?
Well, people are starting to think of 15 weeks. That seems to be a number that people are talking about right now.
Would you sign that?
I would sit down with both sides and I'd negotiate something, and we'll end up with peace on that issue for the first time in 52 years. I'm not going to say I would or I wouldn't. I mean, DeSantis is willing to sign a 5-week and 6-week ban.
Would you support that? You think that
I think what he did is a terrible thing and a terrible mistake.
Wow. That's not a good look, sir. The really bad part about this is that he says, and I'm gonna pull up in just a moment, he said that he believed it should be a state issue, right? So Roe versus Wade was overturned, returned this, the rulings to the states. They can make their own law based on what they want to put in place. You have Ron DeSantis, the governor of Florida, wanting to put the 6-week ban in place, and President Trump calls it a terrible thing. But you said you want to leave it to the states. So that's an issue. Now, let me bring up this article and let's see. I want to show y'all what he actually said in regard to that about the returning it to the states. So this article is from Fox News, and here's what he said. I'm not sure if y'all can read it, but right in here, right, he says it was put back to the states. Now people, pro-lifers, have the right to negotiate. For the first time, they had no rights at all because the radical people on this are really the people, the Democrats, that say after 5 months, 6 months, 7 months, 8 months, 9 months, and even after birth, you're allowed to terminate the baby. So it got returned to the states based on what you said. And Ron DeSantis is pushing for a 6-week ban, which, in my opinion, yeah, that's more than fair. An unborn child has a right to life. That's an innocent life. That's as innocent as you can get. Okay. And we got to protect that. And so I completely support the 6-week. I support a federal ban on abortion personally. I don't think that we should be in the business of murdering babies for things that the baby didn't create. Okay, the baby's just the creation of what other people decide to do. So that's what I think about this. It's just it's a very, I will link this and the video as well down in the description. But the abortion issue is a huge hot topic, hot button issue, because so many people really don't know where they stand on it, to be completely honest. And there are people who see 6 weeks as being the threshold. There are people that see 15 weeks, 24, 25 weeks. There are people that it's so subjective when it comes to public opinion about when is a baby's life a real life. I mean, it's crazy that we're even thinking about that, but I mean, it's a life at conception. But you know, in the fetal development, there's like these certain thresholds that you get to where it's like, okay, the baby's heartbeat starts at this time period. Well, at this time period, the fingers and the toes are developing. At this, you know, it's just it gets really weird when you start breaking it down like that. But we just should look at it as when the child is conceived and that life begins, it's already begun. It doesn't matter at what point of development it is in, it's already a life that is starting to develop. It's the craziest thing. If a woman is pregnant at whatever, 8 weeks or whatnot, 15 weeks, and she gets, you know, robbed and shot, and the baby perishes, and that's a murder. The person who robbed that mother and shot her and caused her baby to lose his life, they're going to get a murder charge for that. But when it comes to the mother carrying the child, she's allowed to, at certain thresholds, be able to murder the child. And there's no repercussion for that. It's just, you know, matter of fact, there are states that they want the mother to come in and remove that baby. No problem. The hypocrisy, the double standards are insane, right? And let alone, not even mention, the dads don't even get a say so in whether or not his child gets aborted. The child came from him. The mother is holding the child as it develops, but the seed came from the man, and he gets no say so in the matter. It's completely, everything's just out of order when it comes to that, right? But as far as this, I think President Trump was out of bounds. It's not a good look for him to have said that. And I mean, he's been going at Ron DeSantis very hard for the last several months. And sometimes I think he gets a little bit overzealous and just wants to say the harshest thing he can say about Ron DeSantis. But it's like when you say just anything, it comes across like you're just, you know, more recklessness, not making any sense. You're not being consistent. You can't on one hand say you're for the protection of life and then say, well, six week ban is a terrible thing. Anyway, I'll let y'all drop a comment. Let me know where you stand on this. Do you agree with Donald Trump? Do you agree with Ron DeSantis? Do you agree with me? You know, where do you fall on this? Leave me a like, share the video with a friend, and of course, hit that subscribe. Thank you all for hopping aboard for another video. This was the Captain's Quarter Show. I was your host, L. Milliner, the Captain. Until next time, I am gone.